401k Explained, the complete guide most Americans never get. Your employer has free money set aside with your name on it, and every single paycheck you ignore your 401k, you are handing it back to them. Most Americans spend more time picking a Netflix show than understanding the one account that will determine whether they retire with dignity or desperation. That changes right now. By the time this ends, you will know exactly how a 401k works. Not the textbook version, the real version. You will know how to claim free money your employer is legally obligated to give you. You will know the withdrawal rules, the penalty traps, the rollover secrets, and the compounding math that will either make you feel incredibly motivated or incredibly behind. Either way, you will know the truth, and you will have a clear action plan you can execute before this week is over. Here is a story that happens every single day in this country. Someone lands their first real job. Benefits package, direct deposit, the whole thing. HR slides a stack of papers across the desk during onboarding. Health insurance forms, direct deposit info, and somewhere in the pile, a 401k enrollment form. They sign what they understand and skip what they do not. The 401k form gets skipped. They tell themselves, I am just starting out. I will deal with that later when I make more money. Later becomes 2 years. 2 years becomes 5. 5 becomes a decade. Now they are 42. They have a decent salary, but their retirement account is either empty or embarrassingly small. And their coworker, same age, same company, same starting salary, has $180,000 sitting in a 401k just from contributing consistently since day one. Same income, completely different financial future. This is not a story about discipline or intelligence. This is a story about one conversation nobody had with you. Consider this that conversation. What exactly is a 401k? A 401k is a retirement savings account that your employer sponsors. You contribute money from your paycheck, that money gets invested, it grows over time, and you access it in retirement. The government created it specifically to incentivize Americans to save for the future, and the incentive is a legitimate, legal tax break. The name 401k sounds complicated. It is literally just the subsection of the Internal Revenue Code that established it. That is all. Do not let the name intimidate you. The mechanics, how money actually moves. Every pay period, before your paycheck hits your bank account, a percentage you choose gets redirected into your 401k. The critical detail, this happens before federal income tax is calculated. Here is what that means in real dollars. You earn $5,000 per month. You contribute 6%. That is $300. Your taxable income for that month is not $5,000, it is $4,700. You pay income tax on $4,700. That gap is money that stays working for you instead of going to the IRS right now. That $300 then gets invested, typically across a menu of mutual funds, index funds, or target date funds your employer makes available. It sits there, compounds, and grows, untouched, for decades. The employer match. This is the most important thing in this entire video. Stop everything, read this part twice. Many American employers offer a 401k match. A typical structure looks like this. We match 100% of your contributions up to 3% of your salary, or we match 50% of contributions up to 6% of your salary. Let me translate that into money. You earn $70,000 per year. Your employer matches 50% up to 6%. 6% of $70,000 is $4,200. You contribute $4,200. Your employer adds $2,100 on top. Zero extra work, zero extra hours, just $2,100 deposited into your account because you showed up and filled out a form. If you contribute only 3% instead of 6%, you leave $1,050 of that match unclaimed every single year. Over a 10-year career, that is potentially $10,500 plus the growth it would have generated, gone. Not lost, given back. There is a difference, and it stings. Every dollar of employer match is a 50% to 100% instant return on your investment before the market does anything. No hedge fund on earth guarantees that. Traditional 401k versus Roth 401k. Which one do you choose? Some employers offer both. Here is the difference in plain English. Traditional 401k. You contribute pre-tax money today, you pay income tax when you withdraw in retirement. You get the tax break now. Roth 401k. You contribute after-tax money today, the money grows completely tax-free, and you pay zero taxes on withdrawals in retirement. You pay the taxes now, but everything that grows on top, all of it, is yours tax-free forever. General guidance. If you are early in your career and in a lower tax bracket, the Roth option typically wins. If you are in a high earning period right now and expect lower income in retirement, traditional often wins. If your employer only offers traditional, that is completely fine. Start immediately and optimize later. The compounding math. Let these numbers sit with you. 2 people, same job, same salary, same contribution rate. Person A starts at 25, contributes $400 per month, including employer match, earns an average of 7% annually, a historically reasonable assumption for a diversified index fund portfolio. At 65, Person A has approximately $1,050,000. Person B starts at 35, same $400 per month, same 7% return. At 65, Person B has approximately $490,000. Same monthly amount, 10-year head start. The difference is $560,000. Person A did not work harder, did not earn more, did not take bigger risks. They just started 10 years earlier and let compounding do the arithmetic. That is the most expensive decade of procrastination in personal finance, and it happens silently, invisibly, while people are busy telling themselves they will start when things settle down. Consider this: you probably have car insurance, renters or homeowners insurance, maybe even life insurance. You insure things you own against risk. But the one thing that has no insurance policy, the one thing no one else will replace for you, is your financial future after you can no longer work full-time. Social Security was designed as a supplement, not a salary. The average Social Security benefit in 2024 was around $1,900 per month. That is $22,800 per year. Think about your current lifestyle. Think about inflation by the time you retire. That number does not work alone. Your 401k is not optional retirement planning. It is mandatory self-preservation. When can you access the money? The standard age, 59 and a half. Once you hit 59 and a half years old, you can begin withdrawing from your traditional 401k. You pay ordinary income tax on withdrawals, the same rate as regular income, but zero additional penalties. Clean, straightforward access. Required minimum distributions, age 73. Starting at age 73, the IRS requires you to withdraw a minimum amount annually, whether you want to or not. This is called an RMD, Required Minimum Distribution. The government gave you decades of tax-deferred growth. At 73, they want to start collecting taxes on it. The amount is calculated based on your account balance and life expectancy tables. Fail to take your RMD? The penalty is 25% of the amount you should have withdrawn. Pay attention to this when the time comes. Early withdrawal, the trap that destroys wealth. Pull money out before 59 and a half and you trigger 2 financial hits simultaneously. Hit 1. The full amount you withdraw is added to your taxable income for that year and taxed at your marginal rate. Hit 2. A flat 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of that. Concrete example: you withdraw $20,000 at age 40. you are in the 22% federal tax bracket. You owe $4,400 in income tax plus $2,000 in penalties. You actually receive around $13,600. You pulled out $20,000 and kept $13,600. The rest funded the federal government's budget, and you permanently removed that $20,000 from decades of potential compounding growth. The exceptions to the penalty are narrow: permanent disability, certain medical expenses exceeding a threshold, substantially equal periodic payments under Rule 72T, death, and a few others. These are not workarounds, they are genuine hardship provisions. 401k loans proceed with extreme caution. Many plans allow you to borrow from your own balance and repay yourself with interest. On the surface, borrowing from yourself sounds logical. You pay the interest to yourself, right? Here is what actually happens. While that money is borrowed out, it is not invested. It is not compounding. It is sitting on the sideline. Every day that loan is outstanding is a day that money is not growing. Worse, if you leave your job or get laid off while a loan is outstanding, most plans require full repayment within 60 to 90 days. If you cannot repay it, the entire outstanding balance is treated as a taxable distribution, income tax plus the 10% penalty immediately. Use this option only as an absolute last resort when every other option has been exhausted. The math that shocks people. Two people each have $15,000 to put somewhere. Person A deposits it in a high-yield savings account earning 2% annually. After 25 years, approximately $24,600. Person B contributes it to a 401k invested in a diversified index fund averaging 7% annually. After 25 years, approximately $81,400. Same $15,000, same 25 years. The difference is $56,800, and a savings account actually lost purchasing power after inflation. The account you choose is not a small decision. It is a life-altering one. Let's look at a powerful comparison, starting now versus starting when things get better. This is the lie that costs more than any bad investment. I will start contributing when I pay off my car, when I get my raise, after the holidays. Here is the reality. A 30-year-old who starts contributing $250 per month and increases by 1% annually will have significantly more at 65 than a 38-year-old who contributes $500 per month for the same period, because compounding rewards time more than it rewards amount. You do not need to contribute more, you need to start sooner. Job change, the moment most people accidentally destroy years of progress. This is where wealth quietly gets wiped out and nobody talks about it. You change jobs. HR at the old company says your 401k balance is $14,000. You think, that is my money, I will just take it and put it in my bank. You request a distribution. The company withholds 20% for taxes. You receive $11,200. You now have 60 days to deposit $14,000, the full original amount, not $11,200, into a qualified retirement account, or it becomes a taxable distribution with penalty. Most people do not have the extra $2,800 to make up the withholding difference. They miss the window, and they owe taxes plus the penalty on the full $14,000. The correct move is a direct rollover. Your old plan sends the money directly to your new employer's 401k or to an IRA. You never touch it. Zero taxes, zero penalty. Every dollar stays invested. Vesting schedules. You do not always own 100% of your match immediately. Your own contributions are always 100% yours from day one. But employer match contributions frequently come with a vesting schedule, a timeline you must stay employed to earn full ownership of that match. Common structures. Cliff vesting means you own 0% of the match until a specific date, often 2 or 3 years, then 100% immediately. Graded vesting means you gradually earn ownership over 3 to 6 years. If you leave before you are fully vested, the unvested portion of the employer match stays with the company. Before you accept a new job or resign, check your vesting schedule. If you are 6 months from full vesting on a $15,000 employer match, that context belongs in your decision. Maxing out versus just getting the match. The IRS sets an annual contribution limit. In 2024, the limit was $23,000 per year for employee contributions. If you are 50 or older, a catch-up contribution of an additional $7,500 is allowed. You do not have to max it out immediately, but the priority order should be, first, contribute enough to capture every dollar of employer match. Second, pay down high-interest debt. Third, increase contributions toward the annual limit over time as income grows. Common mistakes. Mistake 1. Opting out entirely. The default in many companies used to be opt-in, meaning you had to actively sign up. An increasing number of employers now auto-enroll at a low rate, like 3%. But in companies where you must actively opt in, a huge percentage of employees simply never do. If you are not enrolled, fix that this week, not this month, this week. Mistake 2. Contributing below the match threshold. Leaving any portion of the employer match on the table is the equivalent of negotiating your salary and then voluntarily giving some of it back. Before you decide your contribution percentage, call HR and ask the exact match formula. Then contribute at minimum that threshold. Anything less is a pay cut you are giving yourself. Mistake 3. Cashing out at job transitions. According to research from Vanguard and Fidelity, a significant percentage of employees under 40 cash out their 401k when they leave a job, especially when the balance is under $20,000. It feels like found money. It is not. It is future wealth in its early compounding stage. Treat every rollover with the seriousness of a major financial decision, because it is one. Mistake 4. Leaving money in the default investment option. When you enroll and do not select investments, many plans default your contributions to a money market fund or stable value fund, earning 1 to 2% annually. Your money is technically in the account, but it is not growing meaningfully. Log in. Select a target date fund at minimum. If you want more control, a simple 3-fund portfolio, domestic index, international index, bond index, is what most financial professionals recommend for most people. Mistake 5. Ignoring the account for years. You set it up, contributions are going in, and you do not look at it for 5 years. This is not entirely wrong. The whole point of automation is to reduce the need for constant attention. But a once-per-year review matters. Check your contribution rate. Check your investment allocation. Check that your beneficiary designations are current. That is a 20-minute annual task that protects decades of work. Mistake 6. Not increasing contributions when income increases. You got a 5% raise. Your lifestyle absorbed all 5%. Your 401k contribution stayed flat. This is lifestyle creep defeating long-term wealth. A simple rule: when you get a raise, redirect at least half of the increase directly to your 401k contribution rate before it ever hits your bank account. You will not miss money you never had access to. Clear action steps. Step 1. Find out what you have or do not have. Log into your company's HR portal today. If you do not know how to access it, email HR directly and ask 2 questions. Does the company offer a 401k? And what is the match formula? This is a 5-minute task. Do it today. Step 2. Enroll or adjust your contribution rate. If you are not enrolled, enroll now. Set your contribution to, at minimum, the percentage that captures the full employer match. If your employer matches 4%, you contribute at least 4%. If the match is 6%, you contribute at least 6%. If there is no match, start at 5% and build from there. Step 3. Choose your investments intentionally. Log into your 401k account. Look at your investment options. If you are unsure what to pick, find the target date fund that corresponds closest to the year you plan to retire, 2040, 2045, 2050, and allocate 100% to that fund. It automatically rebalances as you age. It is not the most sophisticated option. It is a genuinely solid default that beats doing nothing by an enormous margin. Step 4. Turn on automatic escalation. Most modern 401k platforms have a feature called auto escalation, or automatic contribution increase. It raises your contribution rate by 1% per year automatically. Turn this on. Your future self will not notice the incremental reduction in take-home pay. Your future account balance absolutely will notice the increase. Step 5. Establish your rollover protocol. Every time you change employers going forward, execute a direct rollover. Your old plan sends the money directly to your new 401k or to an IRA. You never receive a check. Nothing gets withheld, nothing gets taxed. Keep a personal record of every 401k account you have ever had. The plan name, the provider, the rough balance. Old, forgotten accounts are more common than people realize. Websites like the National Registry of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits can help locate them. Here is the uncomfortable truth about retirement in America. No one is coming to save you. Not the government. Social Security was never designed to be your entire income. Not your employer. Pension plans are nearly extinct. Not the stock market alone. It rewards those who start early and stay consistent, and punishes those who try to catch up late. The 401k is not a perk. It is not a bonus feature of employment. It is the primary vehicle available to working Americans to build retirement security. And for most people, it is the most powerful wealth-building tool they will ever have access to. The math does not lie. Time is the most valuable asset in investing. Not income, not market timing, not stock picks. Time. And the only way to get more of it working for you is to start now. Not when the market is perfect, not when your budget feels comfortable, not when you fully understand every investment option. Now. You have a job. You have a paycheck. You have access to this account. The only missing piece was this information. Now you have that too. What's next? If you have a friend, a sibling, a coworker who is sitting on a job with a 401k they have never touched, forward them this video. You might be doing them the most financially significant favor of their life. That is not an exaggeration. Drop a comment below with one of these: your age when you started your 401k, or the age you wish you had started. I read every comment, and this thread becomes genuinely useful for people who are just figuring this out. And if you want me to go deeper, Roth IRA versus 401k, how to invest your 401k like a professional, Social Security optimization strategies, or how to retire early using these accounts, comment the topic and I will build that video next.